I spent over 1 year of my life recovering from ACL surgery, so here are the exact recovery tools that actually made a difference. Sleep is by far going into number one in the S tier. Sleep is one of the most important factors during recovery, and it can actually speed up your recovery. Walking can be super helpful early on as a recovery tool, especially if you're doing stuff like backwards walks to help your extension and mobility. However, later on, it doesn't really make that much of an impact, and you won't see that much progress. So I would put walking in the C tier. I know I'm going to hurt a lot of people's feelings when I say this, but ice baths don't really have much impact on your recovery, and I would put that in the F tier. It can be helpful in some ways to decrease soreness after a workout, but overall for your recovery, it does not make that much of an impact. Recovery lab soaks are definitely going into the B tier, one of the top forms of recovery with magnesium and vitamins and creatine, all to help replenish your body after a tough workout. Nutrition is definitely going in the S tier. One of the most important, if not the most important for your recovery, is how you are fueling your body. Heat therapy is a great option for recovery, especially in the early stages to have some sort of blood flow. So I would put that in the E tier, but it doesn't necessarily make that big of a difference during recovery. Blood flow restriction is going into B tier. It can be one of the fastest ways to put on muscle after an ACL tear. Stretching and mobility are also B tier. This kind of speaks for itself during an ACL recovery. Mobility and extension are one of the most important things to nail down before you start to progress to strength and any type of return to sport. Foam rolling is by far going in the F tier. It's important and it can be helpful for short-term recovery and feeling a little bit better after your workouts. If you're still using foam rolling as your warm-up routine, please stop and go do a dynamic warm-up. Compression sleeves definitely can be helpful, especially in the beginning stages of recovery when you're trying to get swelling down. But overall, if you're trying to get rid of swelling, movement is going to be your best friend. Massage guns are also going into the F tier. Massage guns can be helpful for short-term relief, especially post-workouts. But overall, for the long term, there's not much benefit. If you want to see more tips like these, follow along for more.